Oh, I came to love and borderline be obsessed over the Cane Corso breed. I had never heard of it, it was not on my radar, didn't know anything about this breed, the personality, nothing about the dog. So why I'm starting with this paw print is how I came to learn and really truly watch videos, make Pinterest boards, and obsess about this breed for about 2 years. Okay, so this is a paw print of our dog that's passed. His name was Mann. I named him that because I couldn't think of anything else to name him. He already had a name when we got him. He was 10 months old, and it was a coworker of my husband's friend or something. And they were moving, and they couldn't take the dog with them, and so he put the word out, this dog needs a home. We don't want to take him to a shelter. He's a good dog, but we just can't take him. We can't keep him. And so my husband came home one day and told me the story and said, "Hey, look, there's a dog that needs a home." We had been talking about getting a large breed dog. I grew up with big dogs. He grew up with a German Shepherd. And at this point in time, we just had our one little dachshund, Cookie. So we have the backyard for it. We have huge, I mean, we knew eventually we would add a large breed to our family. So I'm like, okay, what kind of dog is it? And my husband says, I don't know. We had we knew nothing of this dog. We drive over there the day before Halloween, and in 2016, yeah. And like I said, he was 10 months old. We go over there. He was running around the yard. I think he'd gotten in the trash. He had a bologna wrapper. And the lady was kind of sad to part with him. But again, he was 10 months old. So I thought, okay, still enough puppy. I can train him or whatever. And, he can become, you know, a good family member for us. So she gives me all of his paperwork. They did have up to date shot records, everything we needed. And they named him Hooch, and I was like, I can't call him that. I'm just gonna rename him. And like day two, we loaded him up. He had no idea who we were, loaded him up. He just fit right in with us so easy, especially me, because I'm here all the time in the morning, during the day. I was working with him. They were like, okay, only thing we really have to say, about he jumps. Sometimes he'll jump. Well, I stopped that like day two, and I'm about 5 feet tall. So I knew right away, I didn't know how big he was going to get, but I'm like, no, he cannot be jumping on me and on anyone. And so he kept following me around the house. And I'm trying to come up with a name on this dog. And I'm like, oh my Lord, I love this damn dog. Like, I love this dog. How do I love him so quickly, so fast? He just has the heart of an angel. I mean, the best dog, one of the best dogs. You hit the dog lottery if you get a dog like this. And so he kept following me around, and I would say, "Come on, man," or "Hey, let's go in here, man," or whatever. And so he became Man. Well, so on his paperwork, it said Boxer Cane Corso Mix. So I was like, "What is Cane Corso?" And I fell so in love with this dog, and I started researching just simply Cane Corso. And really, now looking back at him, he was a true mix of those two breeds. If you knew anything about the boxer or the Cane Corso, he had the little feet of the boxer. Just such a awesome dog. So I start like obsessing over the Cane Corso. Right. And I make a Pinterest board. I sit in the bed. I make my husband watch YouTube videos. I'm like researching this dog like you would research a home buying or a car. So I'm like, okay, I have to have a full-blooded. I just want to have a full-blooded Cane Corso. I'm not kidding you. For over 2 years, I drooled and obsessed over this dog. And finally I found um a full-blooded one, and we got her. By the time I found her, this litter was pretty much spoken for. And I think she was like one of three left. And we went and picked her up. She came home with us Labor Day weekend of 2019. So that was the first like purebred dog I'd ever had. But it's because of Man that I even knew anything about the Cane Corso, was kind of turned on to the breed, I guess you could say. And yeah, that's how my love of Cane Corso started. So I owe it all to Man. Man was an amazing dog. He was so freaking smart. We joked around that he was part human. Um, he knew what you were saying. I mean, it's unbelievable. My husband had a little thing, a fun thing going with him where my husband would put his thumb in his mouth and pretend to blow and like push his middle finger up. And I swear to you, that dog knew my husband was being, a jerk, sort of in love. He was doing it for funny, but he was awesome. He used to sleep at the bottom of our bed when my husband was out of town for work. And I tell you, I never felt so safe in my life. Just loved everyone, super smart, very polite. He was a gentleman. I mean, he was a gentleman. Um, he was just easy to have. I mean, he was an easy dog to train. Like I said, I mean, you didn't really even need to do a whole lot of work with him in the beginning. Um, he would okay, something funny I do want to tell you about Man. Sometimes in the summer when he got hot, he would lay upstairs in the girls' bathroom on the cold floor and it's tile. And so when they would get in the middle of the night to come go to the bathroom, he would still lay there. But they would say, "Mom." They would tell me the story that he would turn his head and not look when they were going to the bathroom. So he was just a gentleman. I mean, he was just an awesome dog, and he passed, as you can tell. This is the paw print. They asked me when he passed if we wanted to take him home and bury him in our backyard, and I said I'd love to do that. And I wish we could have, but Ruby, the puppy at the time, I just knew for a fact that she would have. I was nervous that she was gonna smell him and maybe dig, you know what I mean? So, uh, I just was like, "No, we'll have to just do the paw print." And what happened with Man, it happened fast. So, January of 2022, he started with a nosebleed, just randomly in the middle of the night, actually, and just dripping blood. Took him to the vet, and they were like, "Okay, usually it's one of two things. He has nose polyps. We're going to give him some medicine. It'll get better. Or if he finishes this round of medicine in 2 weeks and he has another nosebleed, then it's cancer." So he did not stop with the nosebleeds. Took him in. He was profusely bleeding, and it was so bad. This is a trigger warning. If you don't want to hear it, you need to probably leave now. um, he was kind of gargling on his, it was not pleasant to watch. So we took him to the vet, which is about 5 minutes from us, and they said, "Okay, well, we can put him down." And it was horrific because I had never done anything like that before. And the vet said, "Okay, I'm gonna give him some medicine to just chill him out, calm him down a little bit, it'll make him sleepy." She excused herself. She left us there with my whole family, and he got up. Maybe couple minutes later, came over, and when the vet returned, he was sitting at my feet. He had sat up. He smelled a rat. He was not ready. I don't think he was ready. He was not ready. The vet goes, "He's not making it easy for you, is he?" And I'm just like, "No." He was, I don't know if he was fighting it or what, but he sat by me. And so he was, I mean, he was kind of my dog, I guess you could say. He spent a lot of time with me during the day. We used to take him to the park and let him run off leash. He never left us. He didn't even have to worry about him leaving us. He didn't want to. He'd lay out in the front yard. We don't have an electric fence. We don't have a fence, and he would just lay there. He wouldn't leave. He didn't want to leave. That's not what that breed does, though. But actually, I had a neighbor ask us if we had an electric fence. They couldn't figure out how he was just laying out in the front yard and not going anywhere. Um, and so then the vet returns, and like I said, she gave him the medicine, and he peacefully passed. But it was not pleasant to watch. And then obviously we grieved him, but we had the puppy. So Ruby, the first full-blooded dog, we got her Labor Day of 2019. So Man and Ruby got to live as siblings from Labor Day of 2019 to January of 2022. And then we had just Ruby, and then my husband knew that I wasn't finished. And so we got Salvo. He is beautiful. I don't know if you've seen him on the channel yet. Cane Corso as well. We got him towards the end of August of last year, so of 2025. And it's funny enough, they both have birthdays in July. So Ruby will turn 7 in July, and Saba will be 1. And I just wanted to share that story with you about how the Cane Corso came into my life. And Man will always be like the dog that we talk about. That's like, we just have so many great memories of Man. I mean, sometimes dogs get on your nerves because they, dig in the trash, or they dig in the backyard, or they bark too much. I mean, we don't have not one bad thing to say about Man. He was amazing. I mean, I wish I could have cloned that dog. So that's how the Cane Corso came into my life. And yeah, as long as I am able, wherever we live or however old we get, resources, I just always want to have a dog in my life, but especially kind of crazy. It's just a special type of dog. Their heart is, they're just awesome dogs. If you take the time with them. I mean, you can't just bring them home and sit them in the corner like a plant. So, you know, but all right. Well, I hope you enjoy that story, because it's a big part of why I am a Cane Corso lover. Thanks a lot.